The ideas that gave birth to our nation are the ideas that our nation is resistant to right now, and we should talk about that all the time.
In a world where narratives are shaped by corporations and gatekeepers, independent voices matter more than ever. Badlands Media brings together citizen journalists, researchers, and independent thinkers.
The truth is triggering.
Question the narrative. Explore the facts.
It's authenticity, courage, resilience.
Search for the truth others won't.
It's not about being first or being right.
The information war is changing.
It's about being authentic.
Embrace the friction.
Embrace the friction.
Shut the f*** up.
Authentically antagonizing. Join the movement.
I'm going to say how I feel.
Follow Badlands Media.
This is about the future.
The Badlands. What are the Badlands? Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Soft Disclosure deodorant is made with purity-tested ingredients like organic arrowroot powder, magnesium hydroxide, and nourishing plant oils. This deodorant keeps you fresh without covering up the truth. Activated charcoal works like a magnet to help draw out impurities, while green matcha tea brings antioxidant power to protect and calm skin. Aluminum-free, stain-free, and formulated to last up to 2 months of daily use.
Whole bus fresh, no stank on me. Soft Disclosure got me clean. Fresh so loud, can't compete. Mint, lemon, grapefruit, lavender tea.
It helps fight odor without blocking the body's natural sweat. And every purchase helps support 6 American small businesses. Buy 2 deodorants, get a free lip balm. Or visit softdisclosure.com and use promo code FRESH for 15% off.
What are you doing?
Soft Disclosure got me clean. Fresh so loud, can't compete.
You're on mute, man.
It's muted. I love the soft disclosure ads, especially the ones I've never seen before, and I get to watch them for the first time on the show.
Those guys always come up with the funniest stuff, man. Those are great.
Welcome, guys. MAHA News here on August, what is it? 7th already. Shoot. In today's show, we're going to be looking at some mainstream media hit pieces on RFK, as well as a bunch of clips of RFK doing mainstream media interviews, especially on CNN. Really good clips of RFK taking it to Dana Bash on CNN, and then speaking of some things on Fox News as well. So featuring RFK quite a bit in today's show, and then other big topics include the corporate takeover of the supplement industry. Thorne just got bought by Procter Gamble. So we'll be taking a look at some big megacorps and their purchases of small supplement suppliers, trying to monopolize the industry, control the opposition, and then organ trafficking also on the agenda today. So that's it. What's up, Nate? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Stoked. It's Friday, at least today, wherever you're maybe watching this, but it's a good day, man, despite the smoke.
Yeah, you guys surviving the smoke up there?
Yeah, we're doing all right. I mean, I am personally. I know a couple people that have like lung issues that are not doing so great, but they stay inside, stick with some filtered air, and they're doing all right. So, how about you guys?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
pretty bad. So I've been pounding my cordyceps and my mullein and trying to avoid going outside, but looks like the smoke's going to kind of clear over the next couple of days, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. Chat says, no, my mom's fave. Well, hopefully we can help your mom find some alternatives. But the thing about Thorne, we'll get more into it in a few minutes here, but Thorne makes good products, but they're pretty expensive. So we can definitely find some comparable things, if not the exact same thing, from a different company for much cheaper. So love to help her out with that. Anyway, yeah, I've been dealing with Thorne in the supplement industry for like 15 years, and Well, we'll get into that in a few minutes. But
Want to jump the gun?
Jump the gun here. Yeah. Starting off, hold on. Let me click the button. There we go. The Real Food Show. So we talked about this last week. RFK Jr.'s new cooking show, which is pretty cool. To recap a little bit that we talked about last week, I watched the first episode here of RFK making salmon cakes with Andrew Gruel, I think his name was. Do you remember this chef's name?
I don't remember his name.
I think his name is Andrew Gruel. He has a YouTube channel with like 30 or 40,000 subs. And watching this episode is a good recipe. They gave some good health advice during it, nutrition advice. And anyway, it's a cool little show. It's a cool little show. And the mainstream media is just hilariously using any angle to attack RFK that they can. Here's the Washington Post. RFK Jr.'s cooking show is a rich person's solution to a poor person's problem.
Wow.
All right. I mean, if you had watched the show, they just basically put together some salmon cakes and a little side salad, and it was, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's cheaper than going out to Applebee's. So
100%. Or DoorDash. I mean, gosh, you DoorDash something and a sandwich can get to $30 pretty quick.
Yep.
So then you got The Guardian, which, by the way, isn't even American media. The Guardian's out of the UK. But RFK Jr. has a new cooking show. Are any Trump officials actually doing their jobs? All right. It would take a whopping 30 minutes of RFK Jr.'s time to record an episode of this show. Does she think he edits it himself? Does she think he's setting up all the cameras and going out to the grocery store and buying the food? And no.
Yeah.
He's got a team. All he's got to do is show up, talk, leave, go do government things. All right.
That's crazy. Maybe she would prefer that he cuts more vaccines. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And actually, the cooking show is pretty neat. They give some pretty decent health advice on it. And this one's my favorite.
Literally head of health and human services. That's what he's doing. It's health.
This one's my favorite. The Free Press, by the way, is a CBS aligned, quote unquote, independent outlet. But I made RFK Jr. salmon cakes. They were bad. Last week, HHS launched a new cooking show promising affordable, healthy meals for every family. The debut recipe cost me $98 and tasted terrible. And the first sentence from this writer's piece here says, Wednesday, 3 p.m., I was wandering aimlessly around a dingy South Bronx grocery store, desperately trying to find nutritional yeast, whatever that is. Nate, do you know what nutritional yeast is?
I mean, I can't tell you exactly what it is other than it's yeast, and I use it for cooking.
Exactly. Maybe you just suck as a cook.
That's what
you don't know what nutritional yeast is, and you decided to spend $98 on your meal, which you didn't need to do. You know what's funny? I actually, when I saw RFK's show with salmon cakes last week, I really got a hankering for some salmon cakes, so I made it. I made RFK Jr.'s recipe.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Totally got me. And it definitely did not cost me $98. And they were good. Dude, they were so good. So I laughed so hard when I saw this article. I'm like, dude, what's his name? River Page.
Yeah.
You just suck as a cook, bro. What did it cost me? I bought some frozen sockeye, and it would have been cheaper if I got cans, right? But the frozen sockeye was like on sale, $12-13. And yeah, dude, you're just using a tiny bit of mayo and Dijon and then some parsley. Might
What
cost
did he
me
buy?
30
Like 8
$30
pounds?
for a couple servings, like 3
Yeah.
servings. $98, insane. All right. Anyway,
That is.
one more hit piece in RFK. We've got Pocahontas out here, Elizabeth Warren, asking the question: is RFK Jr.'s son getting a cut of a $50 million settlement that his dad could have influenced? I'm investigating. And RFK comes out and responds to it. Says the Washington Post editorial board accuses me of a conflict of interest that might bias me against Big Pharma, whose interests they apparently seek to protect. The alleged conflict comes from money I supposedly made from a settlement in a lawsuit against Merck for injuries caused by the Gardasil vaccine. The problem is I never received a penny from the Merck Gardasil settlement, and neither has my son nor anyone else in my family. Before taking office, he relinquished any interest in potential Gardasil fees back to the law firm, and that was all already confirmed during his confirmation process. So, get wrecked.
Well,
Pocahontas.
there's your answer, Miss Warren.
Yeah, by the way, with nutritional yeast, Jessica says she's got some in her cupboard right now. I really like cooking with it because it kind of gives a cheesy flavor to whatever you put it in. So salad, I really like to sprinkle it on my salads or put it in like the salmon cakes I made and stuff like that. It has kind of a cheesy taste. It doesn't come from dairy, but it's inactivated yeast, so you can't make bread with it or anything, but it's really high in B vitamins. So if you don't eat much meat or you're a vegan, nutritional yeast is one of the very few vegan, vegetarian sources of B vitamins, and there's like barely any, if any, calories in it. So it's good stuff.
I
Highly
think
suggest.
I remember a recipe or something of putting that on popcorn. You ever heard
Yeah,
that
you can put it
before?
on popcorn for sure.
Yeah.
Bragg's. I can't mark up this page. Bragg's is a really good brand. Even though, did Bragg's get bought out? Speaking of corporate
Indeed,
takeover,
they did.
was it a private equity firm that bought Bragg's out? Yeah, they got bought out by an investor group back in 2019. Bummer. But now, I really like Now. Now's a great, still privately owned company. So get Now brand. Ooh, Bob's Red Mill. They're good too. Cool. And on the note of, might as well get into it now. Perfect segue. So,
True.
corporate takeover of the supplement industry. Procter Gamble will acquire supplement brand Thorne for almost $4 billion.
That's a big number.
Yeah, it is.
Thorne must have been huge. I didn't realize how big they were.
Shocking to me that a supplement company could fetch $4 billion. But
Yeah. Like that's like pharmaceutical territory size.
yeah. So may I rant for a few minutes here?
Please do.
I got a long history with Thorne because back from 2010 to 2015, 16, I was working in managing a supplement store. So people would come in looking for Thorne all the time. I mean, almost a daily occurrence. They would say, yeah, my doctor recommended Thorne. So we didn't sell Thorne because at the time, Thorne only sold to doctor's offices. So you had to go through a licensed physician or chiropractor, whoever Thorne would sell to. And companies would do this. They didn't have to. Thorne could have sold to retail stores like I worked at, but they only sold to licensed physicians at the time. because that way they can charge more for their products, right? You know, if a doctor recommends something, or if a doctor has a product in his office, people are going to be persuaded to spend 10, 20, maybe twice the price for something rather than just going to a retail store. You understand?
Yep.
So, no, we didn't sell Thorne, but people would come in asking for it all the time. So I'd research their products, be like, bummer, sorry. We have something comparable. Because when I looked at Thorne's ingredients, they were good products. Thorne makes good products, but they are still expensive. Let's just do a quick checkaroo here of their site. So 90 servings of creatine for $44. That's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, but that's not very specialized. I mean, that's like there's quite a lot of competitors, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. So, for instance, I just came out with a creatine.
Holy
moly. And 60 servings for $29. So you can do the math on that one.
Oh, wow.
About 50 cents a serving. Thorne's is going to be a comparable price, actually. But you can go to some of the other products. I believe their magnesium is quite expensive. Magnesium glycinate, $46. Let's check into... Let's see if Now makes a magnesium glycinate. There we go. Magnesium glycinate through Now, 180 tablets for $25.
Wow.
46 for 180 tablets from Thorne. And their stuff's good, but it's not the best. Like, their iron is still not food-based. I believe it is still a synthetic iron. Yeah, so you've got a chelate there. Ferrous bisglycinate chelate. It's not food-based. So it's better than most irons, but it's not the best you can get. Anyway, point being, I could go through their whole site and look at all their stuff, but
yeah, it's severely inflated.
Severely inflated. They're good products, but you can find better for cheaper, is my point. And Procter & Gamble, this is not the first time Procter & Gamble bought a major supplement company. Back in the day, a decade ago, when I was working at the shop, Procter & Gamble bought out New Chapter. New Chapter vitamins. And when that happened, there were a lot of people in shock looking for alternatives to New Chapter. That was in 2012. Yep, that was right when I was working at the store. So Procter & Gamble bought out New Chapter vitamins 14 years ago. And a lot of people wanted to switch off New Chapter when they found out P&G bought them. But this is a trend. For about 15 years, the whole supplement industry has been trending this way of mega corporations buying out the opposition, because they know that so many people are moving toward natural options, moving towards better health. So big pharma and big food have known for a long time where consumers are trending. They're trying to buy up the whole supply chain. They're not just buying up the supplement brands, they're also buying up the factories and the distribution centers. They're trying to monopolize that whole supply chain. So whether you buy a pharmaceutical pill or whether you buy a natural supplement, that money is still flowing into the same nexus of a few companies. And then one more piece of news on this same subject. Amazon is being sued for selling a protein powder allegedly laced with toxic heavy metals. And that protein powder is Orgain. My rant's almost done. Hold on.
Wow.
I don't think Amazon should be sued over this. I think Nestle should be sued over this. because, lo and behold, it is Nestle that owns Orgain.
Is it really?
Yep. Have you ever used Orgain?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that my wife actually brought some stuff home from Costco that's made by Orgain.
Yeah, I've used a few of their like ready to drink protein shakes before, but back in 2022, Nestle acquired a majority stake in Orgain Protein. So Nestle now owns majority share of Orgain. And when Nestle bought out Orgain, that's why you now see Orgain in Costco and Walmart and the big box stores, is because big food company that has the distribution logistics already set, they buy supplement company and just plug it right into their network.
Yep.
Same thing with Vital Protein. Same year, actually. Same year Nestle bought Orgain, Nestle bought Vital Proteins. Vital Protein collagen powder, which is why you all of a sudden started seeing Vital Proteins in Costco's and Walmart's. And then you had Jennifer Aniston promoting Vital Proteins in their commercials because Nestle bought them, plug them right into their promotion and distribution network. Boom, Jennifer Aniston's the face of it. So, yeah, that's why it's not Amazon's fault that Orgain is laced with toxic heavy metals. If that's true, it would be probably Nestle or the manufacturing center's fault, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that some people could look at that, because there's a lot of counterfeit items sold, I think, through Amazon that are, replicated. But Orgain, and more specifically Nestle, is not going to let counterfeit Orgain items be sold on Amazon, which means that these are probably legitimate products.
Yeah. Amazon's just a marketplace.
Yeah.
It's not Amazon's fault. That would be Orgain, and then maybe Nestle or whatever companies are involved in said manufacturing. So, yeah, as chat says, stay away from Nestle.
Yep.
Do your homework. Speaking of which, very interesting, poignant time, perfect timing, because just a week or two ago, I uploaded a webinar on my new Conscious Strength website, consciousstrength.store, on the corporate takeover of the supplement and natural foods industries. So,
dude, the timing of that couldn't have been better.
Yeah, this is about a half an hour webinar, and I go through supplement companies getting bought up by your Nestle's, Procter Gamble's, Clorox, Bayer, big food companies getting bought out by your General Mills, your Nestle's, your Kellogg's. And also there is a lot of personal care product brands as well. So, Tom's got bought out by Colgate. Burt's Bees got bought out by Clorox, I think it was. So I go through all of that in this webinar on the consciousstrength.store website. I'm going to put it in the chat over on Rumble. And if you guys want help, we could say cupboard clean out or decorporatizing your food and your supplements. I'm relaunching my coaching program, Applied Awareness on School. You can go check it out. I'll put a link in the chat for this as well. And you can find links around my websites for this, but I'm more than happy to help you clean out your cupboard and decorporatize your kitchen, I guess we could say. But more than happy to, you can just send me a picture of your supplement stack or the products you buy, and we can go through it. I'm more than happy to find you a comparable product that's a lot cheaper, or say, no, that's a good option, keep getting that one. But my goal would be to, help make things cheaper and more efficient for you, so you're not putting your money towards mega corporate owned brands or overpriced products. There's a lot of overpriced products on the market that you can find something for half the price. It's the exact same thing. So more than happy to help. I'm very passionate about this subject because for 15 years, I've been dealing with small supplement companies getting bought out by your Nestle's and your Procter and Gamble. So when I saw this happen to Thorne, I just I was not shocked at all, Yeah. But something that I dealt with a lot. I'm still dealing with it, I dealt with it a lot back when I worked at the retail store, but now that, like you and I own our own companies, dealing with like trying to get a protein powder. I've been wanting to bring in protein and sell it through Conscious Strength for a while now, and this is something I detail in this webinar, is that a lot of protein factories are getting bought out by a company called Glanbia. So Glanbia is buying up a ton of protein brands, but also the factories that make them. So the whole manufacturing process of whey protein is being monopolized by a company called Glanbia, and they're raising the prices like crazy. So for small brands or small manufacturers that want to bring in a protein, they just can't. It's difficult to afford. It's difficult to find and afford.
And that's not something that, even if you wanted to start a protein, you're like, I'm going to do it myself. Like, good luck getting the equipment, the facility, all of it to manufacture your own protein powder. That just, for the average person, that just cannot happen. You have to go through somebody who specializes, like their entire business model is specializing in pumping out mass quantities of one specific item.
Yep. Yeah. So say like Glanbia bought out Optimum Nutrition, which is probably the best-selling protein brand. You see this all over Costco too. Optimum Nutrition. So Glanbia owns this company, and for one of Glanbia's factories to make their own protein, it's super cheap. But if you want to contract with a Glanbia-owned factory for them to make your protein and private label it, then they'll charge you, $30 or $40 per 2 pounds, and then you can't compete. You can't sell that at a price that competes in any way with Optimum Nutrition, the brands that they own. So that's how they squeeze the small manufacturers out of the industry. Just can't afford it.
I can't imagine that there are going to be that many manufacturers that do protein powders. Can't imagine it's like I'm just thinking, like, if Glanbia is that big, it probably won't take them very long to completely capture it.
Yeah, they don't own every factory. Like, you can find some whey protein out there that's not, that doesn't come from a corporate monopoly. But there are only a few factories out there, and they just can only pump out so much. Like, there's so much demand that they can't source for everybody that doesn't want to go through a Glanbia factory. So it's just, tougher to find. Yeah, guys, I see a lot of people in the comments trying to find like a magnesium taurate, magnesium products, trying to find, American-made brands and stuff like that. Feel free to shoot me a DM or shoot me a DM somewhere. Send me an email. I'm more than happy to help. And if anything, again, if you want more help, you can check out my applied awareness group in there. So, but anyway, let's continue. What do we got next? Should we laugh at Fauci?
Oh yeah, that's always a good time.
Miserable Fauci spotted taking out trash. Pissed off wife flips off camera after Senate committee holds him in contempt. Oh man. Is that how you plead the fifth in sign language?
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I think Fauci he did all this on purpose. I think if he told the truth and answered those questions during the hearing, he knew he would have been in more deep shit than if he just pled the fifth despite the pardon.
Yeah.
So he decided to take the contempt charges because I think contempt of Congress is just a misdemeanor. I could be wrong. You could fact check me on that one, but I think it's just a misdemeanor. So he took that over who knows what the charges or indictments or whatever would have been if he just told the truth. So
Yeah.
actually, I want to. So there's RFK and Fox. I want to. Oh, this is the beautiful one. RFK on CNN.
You are the HHS secretary, and you are talking about things that lead to vaccine hesitancy in this country, and it is something that causes problems for people when there is not anything.
Let me ask you something. Do you see your job as ending vaccine hesitancy, or do you see your job as telling the truth to the American people?
I see my job as telling the truth, and the truth is that there is study after study after study. It's one of the most studied things out there in science.
You're repeating
and it is
like a parrot. You're repeating
So are
it
you.
like a parrot.
So
I've
are you.
actually read the science.
You
don't
want to
come back here and debate the
So
science.
I'm not debating this with you.
Of course you won't.
No, because I'm not
all
debating.
you know how to
also-
do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fauci, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again to talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
Okay, well, guess what? That is my job, to talk to people.
Your job
I want to talk.
the American
Yes,
public.
yes. And
Your job is to talk about something you have no idea about and roll out the propagandist experts. Like, look at her body language there. She's just like a statue. She's not moving at all. No expressions, no gesticulations. And RFK is he's expressing. He's taking it to her. He's truth-splaining this lady. How do you feel about this, Nate?
Oh, I love it. I love seeing it. I guess I will say one thing that it drives me crazy is RFK losing his voice was that what a knockdown, because I think he would have been such a powerful force. Like, it drives me crazy when these commentators railroad him with volume, and they've done it over and over and over again over the last couple of years.
Oh, there's some great screenshots of this.
Yeah, dude, they were like, that was heated. But this is CNN too. You think about the viewers, and I wonder what does the average brainwashed individual, what do they walk away from this thinking?
Yeah, you're right. It would be nice, it's sad to see RFK Jr. get made fun of over his voice, and also just, his communication has diminished a little bit, his impact.
Mm-hmm.
But kicking ass, man. That was beautiful. He said exactly what 150 million Americans are thinking right there.
I agree.
Now, if only 150 million Americans could have watched that on CNN, but CNN's viewership these days is maybe 50,000 if they're lucky. More people probably watching us right now, Nate, than CNN.
Whoa.
And it's not like we're the most popular show in Badlands, but and also most of CNN's viewers are random people in airports and gyms.
Oh, that's an interesting point. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. So
yeah, it drives me crazy, actually. The local gym that I go to, every now and then I'll go up and use their cardio stuff. I hate cardio. But
is it CNN that they have playing?
Yeah, it's CNN that they usually have playing up there. It's like, I'll stare out the window and see how many birds I can count landing on branches.
It's always either CNN or Fox News, and they both suck. So,
agreed.
Let's start a new movement of just turning off the garbage at the gyms and the airports. But RFK kicked ass.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that. And then he went over to Fox News. Of course, Fox is going to be a little friendlier to him. But here he was explaining why they ended federal funding for gain-of-function research. Talking about Lyme disease a little bit as well.
Yeah, and RSV.
What's this one?
Lyme disease that almost certainly came from these experiments that is now devastating our country. RSV that came from a laboratory, which is now the biggest killer of children in our country. And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, which was a trauma for the whole globe. And all of those have been linked credibly to gain-of-function research. So it's something that with enormous costs and no proven benefits.
Dropping that on national TV.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Lyme disease, RSV, and COVID all came from a lab.
That's kind of a bomb.
Not gonna exactly talk about AIDS coming from a lab quite yet, but that one might be a little too deep for the people right now.
Well, I would assume it would be coming.
Maybe. Anyway, mid-show break here. We're going to be talking about organ trafficking and the smoke, what you can do about the smoke next. But before we get to that, let us say hello to our friends over at Tamarack Garden.
He's taught me two things. Summer is an adventure and bugs are relentless. As an herbalist, I know you don't need harsh chemicals to protect your family. Here at Tamarack Garden, we've got you covered with natural sunscreen, mosquito and tick repellent that's even safe for your pets, a salve to draw out bug bites, and soothing sunburn cream, all made with the power of plants. Because we think summer memories should last longer than the bug bites. Tamarack Garden, protect your family naturally and eat your weeds.
Tamarack. They're great people.
Yeah, they are. I dig it. That's the first time we've run a video ad from Tamarack, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Yeah, they make some great products.
Yeah.
Whenever I don't have anything, typically send them over to Tamarack because they'll have something. Like, I don't make anything for sleep, but I get a lot of questions. Do I have anything for sleep? No, I don't, but Tamarack does, so I send a lot of people their way.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Organ trafficking.
Oh, yeah.
Today, Secretary Kennedy announced that HHS will decertify Network for Hope, a federally designated organ procurement organization, after multiple federal reviews found persistent patient safety failures despite extensive oversight and repeated opportunities to correct them.
Safety failures. Harvesting organs from living people.
It's not funny. I laugh because it helps me cope.
I'm announcing that HHS has begun the decertification of Network for Hope, the organ procurement organization serving Kentucky and parts of Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia. We reached this decision after extensive reviews by CMS and HRSA found persistent patient safety failures despite repeated oversight, repeated warnings, corrective action plans, and multiple opportunities to improve. Federal reviewers found serious deficiencies in nearly 30% of the cases that they examined.
1/3 of cases that they examined? What exactly is a serious deficiency? Like somebody deficient in a kidney? Or
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know.
Secretary Kennedy was clear. Organ donations can save lives and give hope to the desperate. However, medical organizations that betray the public trust will be held accountable.
All right. RFK Jr. and HHS moving to decertify a Kentucky group that tried to collect organs from living patients. Dr. Mark Siegel is reporting on that live from our New York City studio. Hello.
Good afternoon. John Roberts is here. It's amazing.
He's
Good to be
here in
Amazing
person.
To see you in something other than.
Yeah, shut up.
Nobody
Donna-
cares.
Yeah, Donna Rohrer shares powerful testimony about her brother TJ, who experienced a nightmare scenario and attempted organ retrieval surgery at Network for Hope while he was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Are you an organ donor, Nate?
I remember the first time that I saw organ donor as an option. It was when I got my license when I was 15, 14 and a half, whatever. And I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, like if my body is dead, like, yeah, hook them up. And then I remember starting to hear about this stuff around like 2010, 2008-ish. And I was like, oh, nope, taking that off of there right away.
Yeah, dude. Literally the exact same for me. You know, you feel like such a good person when you have the little heart on your license. Yeah, I'm an organ donor. If I'm dead, you can take whatever you want. But then you realize, wait, what if I'm not dead?
Yeah, I'm a freaking cash cow to some greedy sons of bitches that they find me unconscious on the side of a road. It's like, oh no, he's definitely asleep.
I took it off as well.
Yeah.
And these days they can regrow organs in their test tubes or whatever. You don't need me. You don't need me. Yeah. Right, Mooney? Guess I'm not a good person.
You don't want my organs anyway.
Nah, you put my unvaccinated heart in some normie's body and their dirty blood will probably reject it. This heart's too healthy. It doesn't have mRNA in it.
They'll spontaneously start podcasting with sane viewpoints.
No, man, do we want to play this?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, it's a terrible story of what happened, but it's like, it shows how terrible some of these groups are. I mean, like, he's awake, thrashing, looking around, and they're like, it's just a natural reaction.
The doctors, his eyes were open. The doctor said, it's just reflexes. He was actually trying to grab the doctor and oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Her brother's still alive, it looks like.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. It was just an attempted organ retrieval surgery.
Yeah, like I guess the physician finally refused to do the surgery, but I mean, it was after what it seemed like from what she was saying, like 15 minutes of like, he's like looking around and like trying to grab people's hands and they're like still like prepping him like, we're going to take his organs. That's insane. There was another one I was reading about a guy that literally woke up freaking pulling his kidney out.
That's insanely traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanely traumatizing.
It's like pulling over and parking somewhere and like somebody like jacking the wheels off your car when you're still sitting in there. It's just not cool, man. Have some etiquette.
Yeah. So anyway, good news on that. And then Trump admin moves forward with a Head Start overhaul, proposing to eliminate regulations. Trump's admin said yesterday, it plans to overhaul Head Start, tossing out many of the regulations that are the hallmark of the early education program for the nation's neediest children. Officials from HHS, which oversee the federally funded program, said the proposed changes would encourage more local decision-making. But the proposal has sparked alarm across the Head Start community, where advocates say it threatens the backbone of the anti-poverty initiative. That sentence to me screams of NGOs that just don't want their money taken away from them.
Yeah. Yep. But didn't Head Start, didn't that start with Bush? Not a Bush era thing.
Or are we thinking Common Core?
Oh, that's what I was thinking, Common Core.
Nah, Head Start's been around since like 1960. But the program was revised and reauthorized in 2007. So they had Bush years. But yeah, people think that it's the liberals and the Democrats that are the welfare state, but there was a lot of garbage that came out during the Bush admin. Yeah, good news there. And last thing is RFK Jr. declaring a public health emergency for Washington State, giving hospitals and healthcare providers the flexibility they need to respond to the wildfires. Wildfire is bad right now.
Yeah.
That is our current smoke map across the country.
Oh, yeah. You and I are like right in the thick of it.
Yeah. Bad in the Northwest, man.
It was such a beautiful spring, too. Everything was so green and lush.
Oh, but we were talking about it.
Yeah.
A lot of the shows we did earlier this year, like how mild the winter was.
Yeah.
And numerous times you and I said it's going to be a bad fire season. It's going to be a bad fire season. And yeah.
Lo and behold. Brutal.
So one thing you can do, Mullen is great for your lungs. Great to protect. Speaking of Tamarack Garden, they have a product called Lung Love that I'm trying to bring up right now.
And so which one of those is mullein? Are all three of those plants mullein there?
Yes.
Dude, I got so much of that stuff growing at my house.
Yeah, it grows wild in the Rockies.
Huh.
When I lived up in the mountains, I had mullein growing all over the backyard, and you can make teas out of it and stuff. So it grows pretty easily wild in the Rockies. Mm-hmm. So that's mullein.
Okay. Well, now I know what it is.
Yeah. Are your plants like 3 or 4 feet tall?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
Easily.
they get big. They get real big.
Yeah, they grow out of rocks.
They grow everywhere, and people say, oh, it's a weed. Well, that shit's great for you. So mulleine's been used, and it grows wild all over Asia too.
Okay.
So in Asian medicine for thousands of years, they've been using mullein for lung health. And speaking of tamarack, if you want to go check out Tamarack's Lung Love tincture, it's based with mullein, has a mullein base.
Nice.
Really good at strengthening the lungs there. So protect your lungs from the smoke with some mullein. And one more thing, I just dropped cordyceps on the Conscious Strength site. So now available, medicinal mushroom cordyceps. I'm a huge fan of cordyceps for lung protection and lung health as well. So another option to help out your lungs during all the smoke. Check out cordyceps extract. Check out Lung Love, because that's pretty gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
If you're dealing with it.
If it was just wood and wild grasses and deadfall, it would be one thing. But when you get all the structures mixed in with that, it's not just dead wood that you're breathing anymore. That's when it turns into an issue.
Yeah. Especially around Spokane, right? So you'd be dealing with this more than me, but the structure's burning.
Uh-huh.
Breathing in whatever. I'm not buying the conspiracy theories that the Spokane fires were directed energy weapons or whatever. A lot of these fires were caused by lightning. There were some huge lightning storms that came through the Northwest, 2 to 4 weeks ago. Freaking huge lightning storm over my place. And about a week ago, I saw a lightning bolt. I was on a highway and I saw a lightning bolt come down and start a brush fire. So it's kind of wild. So a lot of these are lightning caused. And anyway, I'm not buying the conspiracy stuff about these. But regardless, forest management is often terrible. I mean, you've done volunteer fire service, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. I wasn't volunteer, but yeah.
Oh, what is your thoughts on the how well or not well we manage our forests?
Yeah, I think that plays a huge role into the fires. So one of my first real fire experiences was in California near a little place called Weaverville, and it was a massive fire, and there was no forest cleanup. It was just basically asking for the scenario that they ran into. So I think
Just
there's
underbrush everywhere.
Yeah, underbrush, deadfall, so thick that you could barely walk through it, and they just leave it rather than going in and cleaning up or harvesting the timber. And so it creates a situation that's like, of course, this is the end result. It's going to catch on fire. It's going to burn. And the amount of money that is thrown around, I had no idea the amount of money that's thrown around in those types of situations. There was lots of stories of, and I personally saw things that I'm convinced personally that a lot of not all of them, but there are some key decision makers that they don't want that fire to go out. They want it to grow. They want it to spread. So yeah, there's a ton of money in that.
Yeah. Sad. I mean, nature burns. Things have to burn sometimes. So you kind of got to let it happen and nature run its course. But I think humans have been trying to play God and control nature for so long, and we haven't been good stewards doing that. So now our consequences of bad stewardship for the past 100 years are just coming to bite us in the ass.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think logging needs to be encouraged and not, like responsible logging makes 100% sense to me now after seeing what I've seen.
Yeah. Keyword there, responsible logging.
Yeah.
Responsible logging. And I mean, pesticides like glyphosate, it's a desiccant. It dries things out. And who knows if they're spraying from the skies and all that. But
you remember sorry.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
I was just gonna say, you remember we covered something a while ago about wasn't it in Canada? They were spraying like a massive amount of glyphosate just in the woods.
Yeah, I don't know if they were spraying the glyphosate in the areas where all the fires happened. I don't think they were, because a lot of those fires were very far north in the Northwest Territories. But if you remember earlier this year, Nebraska had a very bad early fire season. I think it was in springtime. One of those fires in Nebraska was 600,000 acres. And there's another one that was 130 or 140,000 acres. But of course, Nebraska, one of the heavy glyphosate regions, just burned.
Yeah.
So that's what you get, unfortunately. All right, man. Give us a little heads up as to what's happening with Flowblend.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I'm just going to hit. So we launched recently the Clutch 75 pouches. Those are high dose cannabinoids. So basically it is a tool that you can use to help yourself either engage if you're getting ready to go to a social gathering or something, or to unwind at night without checking out. So it's not like smoking a joint or taking a drink of alcohol. just helps your body relax and unwind. So these are excellent tools. And if you look at the amount of cannabinoids you get, $30 may seem like a lot for a pouch, but compare that to a tincture and it's actually pretty dang cheap per dose.
Sweet.
So yeah, use the code Badlands for 20% off.
Bad. I wish I had a touch screen I could write on, but that'll
Someday.
work. Badlands. Flowblend.com.
Yep.
And speaking of which, we should have brought this up in today's show, but we're doing it here. Texas banning cannabis.
Yeah.
Now.
Wait, banning cannabis?
There's nuance to this. There's a lot of nuance.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this story?
Yeah, I'm assuming that they're talking about I assume they're talking about Delta 9. And
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I believe Delta 9 under 0.3% is still legal in Texas, but Texas banned all the synthetics. So there's a lot of misrepresenting going on with this story.
Yeah, the title is terrible.
The title for all of these is terrible. So Texas banned Delta 8, Delta THCA, THCP. They banned all the synthetic versions of THC. And all of those are a felony. Normal pot is a misdemeanor. It's still illegal in Texas. That's just a misdemeanor if it's under 4 ounces, I believe. All the synthetics are a straight felony. And medical cannabis is still legal in Texas, even though I believe it's kind of tough to get. But
yeah,
I still think it's retarded, though. I still think what they're doing is retarded, because making it all a straight felony, even for synthetics, I think is a bit too far. And I would be fine with making the synthetic THC products illegal if they made the real stuff legal.
Yeah, 100%.
Go ahead. Make all the synthetic marijuana stuff a misdemeanor. That makes sense to me. As long as real cannabis is legal. But at the end of the day, of course, booze companies make a lot of money in Texas. So that's exactly why there were a lot of alcohol companies that lobbied heavily for this.
Yeah. Yeah, they were losing market share. They are. I shouldn't say they were. Alcohol companies are losing market share to cannabis drinks. And so, okay, so now they made synthetics illegal. Well, they're punishing the consumer when the consumer just wants options. Like, the desire for these things is not going to go away. So they need to legalize the real stuff, and that'll naturally push people away from all the synthetic garbage if health was really the key issue.
Yeah, of course. I was doing some digging into why Idaho is so anti-cannabis. Every single state that touches Idaho has legal weed. Montana, Oregon, Nevada, Washington, all of them. I don't think Wyoming does. Maybe they do. But anyway, Idaho is one of the strictest no cannabis, anti-cannabis states in the country. And I was talking to some folks in Idaho. Why is that? And they said, well, the Mormons, it's very likely that the Mormons have huge investments in a lot of the alcohol industry in the state of Idaho. So there's a lot of wineries in the state of Idaho, and maybe breweries, but the Mormons have big share of a lot of the wineries. So it's probably Mormon influence that keeps pot so illegal in this country. But it always comes down to alcohol lobbying, almost always.
Yeah.
And nicotine too. So.
Yep. Oh yeah. Speaking of nicotine, I saw a post by the White House. It seems like they are fully behind helping nicotine pouches take root in America they were celebrating Zyn is setting up a manufacturing facility in the United States and the approval of more nicotine pouch products from another big brand.
I don't know if I like that.
I mean, I don't mind seeing manufacturing facilities come in here. I would love to see the regulation lifted. I think it's flat out ridiculous that these huge corporations are the only ones that are allowed to play in the game of nicotine products. So that's my personal thing. What do you think?
Makes 100% sense to me. I mean, back to our conversation of, corporate takeover of natural products. We could extend this same conversation to nicotine. So, a lot of cigarette manufacturers are thinking, oh crap, it's competition, these nicotine pouches. And that's exactly why Zyn got bought out by Philip Morris. So whether you want, if you're fiending for nicotine, whether you go for the cigarettes, whether you go for the vapes, whether you go for the nicotine pouches, big corporations are monopolizing.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Zyn bought by Philip Morris?
I believe it was Philip Morris. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those Philip Morris.
Yes,
it's not
Philip.
Japan.
So Philip Morris bought Zyn, and Philip Morris also owns Juul vapes. So cigarettes, vapes, nicotine pouches, they're buying up all the competition. And you're 100% right. The regulations just need to be lifted so small guys can get into the game. Like, why is it so illegal for me to just grow a tobacco plant?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess there should be regulation if you want to get into the commercial sales of it, but still, it should be easier for small guys to get into it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why it should be any different than selling a supplement. Personal take, but
yeah.
But I mean, it's the same. I think it's the same path, though, like what we see with nicotine and tobacco. I think what we're witnessing is the same end march for cannabis. I think ultimately that's gonna be the same direction. That's what they want.
I'm not anti-nicotine by any means. It's got some benefit, but I think it's becoming far too normalized. And the nicotine products on the market are way too potent. You don't need 6 milligram, 12 milligram pouches. It's way too strong. And we are just facilitating addiction culture that way. Same thing with the normalization or legalization of these betting apps like Polymarket and Kalshi and these apps where it's just so easy to bet on anything. It's just facilitating degenerate behavior, addictive behavior. So I'm fine. I'm not inherently against nicotine or betting on stuff, but the culture around it, I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
How prevalent it's becoming and how is, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it used to be relegated to places like the Las Vegas Strip, and now it's spreading to, online everywhere. And so it makes sense. Makes sense.
Too much, man. Anyway, guys, just want to let you know that in T-minus just a few weeks, we will all be in. Well, speaking of Vegas, speaking of Vegas, oh man, I've been to Vegas quite a few times, maybe 6-7 times. Never once have I stepped foot in a casino or bet anything there. So I only go to Vegas for business, and I GTFO. I get the heck out as quick as I can when work is done.
Wow, that's right around the corner.
Yep, Gart will be in Vegas in T-minus 6 weeks. about 6 weeks. So the hotel we will be at, though, does not have a casino. I don't think it does. I don't think the Ahern has any. Hopefully not. I've been to the Ahern a few times. I've never seen any betting things there. So you'll be safe. You'll be safe at the Badlands Media event. Safe in Vegas. So great time. Go have some fun in Vegas doing things that aren't degenerate. It's possible.
Or do degenerate things and go home and don't talk about it.
Yeah, you can just do degenerate things within boundaries. Don't destroy yourself or your relationships or get any diseases or anything, but have some fun within a framework, within some boundaries. But anyway, Badlands Media, Ahern Hotel, GART, 13th rendition of the GART in Vegas, September 17th and 19th. It's a great venue. I do love the venue at the Vegas GARTs. It's at the Ahern Hotel, which I've been there a few times. It's pretty fun. And yeah, I don't gamble. I only drink very rarely, but you can still have fun in Vegas. At the last GART last year, I ended up going to the Sphere and watching a movie at the big Sphere in Vegas, and that was pretty cool. It's pretty wild. It was like a nature documentary.
That would be cool. I wouldn't mind doing that.
It was super cool.
Yeah.
It was a nature documentary at the Sphere, and it's pretty wild. So you can definitely do some non-degenerate fun things in Vegas. And go check it out. badlandsmedia.tv/events. And I think that's it for us today, man.
Cool.
I think that's it for us today. I'm just checking out some of these comments. Same goes for peptides. Yeah, again, I'm not anti-peptide, but I think the culture around peptides is normalizing it and pushing it way too heavily.
Dude, it's I don't know if it's been all over my feed lately. And I'm seeing all these stores, I guess, pop up. And then there was a gal that I saw, I followed her because she was posting some pretty interesting content, but she's been she'll buy these peptides from these random stores that pop up, send them off and test them, and then post the results. And she's finding a significant amount of them actually don't even contain the peptides at a concentration that makes sense. And then if they do, they're laced with heavy metals. So if any of you are buying them online, please be careful.
Yep. Just make sure you get a COA, certificate of analysis, the testing on it before you buy it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not anti-peptide. I definitely think they can be a useful tool at the proper time and place in the right situation, whether it's like the BPC peptide that helps with tissue regeneration and healing, or nootropic peptides, hair growth peptides, whatever it may be. But gosh, I mean, some guys I follow, fitness guys, it almost looks like they're addicted to peptides and pushing them way too hard. Some people are treating peptides as like a magic pill, the magic pill approach, where it's just too tough for me to try to eat right, work out, and lose weight. So I'm going to shoot my ass up with Ozempic every day. And then seems like a trap. Seems like a pharma trap. I don't like it.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, they hit, 45, 50 years old, and they don't have the same edge that they felt when they were 25, 30. So they just start making themselves into a pincushion and trying to, honestly, it's kind of similar to a lot of females with plastic surgery, but they just can't accept age. So peptide. I need to go hard in the gym. Peptide. It's like, bro, just accept the fact that time hits us all the same and relax. Relax, dude. I don't know. I think, yeah, I get it. I mean, I'm hitting what, your 40s, Nate?
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah,
40.
I'm getting up there. I'm getting to my mid to upper 30s now, and knees and hips and things aren't feeling what they used to, but I'm just like, whatever. I'm learning to accept it. I wouldn't say I have accepted it.
Yeah.
But I am in the process of beginning to accept the fact that I can't deadlift 350 pounds anymore. But I'm not going down this path of like, I need to shoot myself up with a bunch of peptides. At least at the age of 35, 36 here. Like, maybe when I'm 65, I would do some TRT.
Yeah.
But right now, nah.
I think it's just so tempting to have an easy button, especially when you have, it's funny when you have all these people talking about all these like amazing results and how wonderful it is. And then you go to their page and you see that they're like affiliates. They're slinging peptides.
Dude, every time.
Yeah. But I think
time.
the urge to hit the easy button. Okay. So like I, 6-7 years ago, I was 160 pounds. After quitting nicotine and doing all that stuff, like I bumped up, I'm like 200 now. I would love to go back to 170 pounds. And I'm not going to lie, dude, like if it wasn't for the fear of like losing my vision or stomach paralysis or death, I would probably think about doing a peptide, but, I'm going to wait until there's some more data and we know that they're actually an option before I jump on that bandwagon. Like I saw in chat, I would prefer to do fasting and watching my diet and eating right and getting all those benefits.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will exhaust all of the physical therapy and diet and all of that. I'm not going to see a lot of people blame age or they blame some external factors. It's just age. Nah, it ain't. Don't lie to yourself. You're just not disciplined. Like I know I could get more disciplined with my mobility work and my diet and all that. So when I'm there, and then if stuff's still failing, I still won't do peptides. But 'cause I just hate needles. And I thank God for this innate fear of needles that I have, because it's probably saved me from a lot of from the vaccines, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe someday. But
I saw topical BPC 157.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I guess so. I need to research it more. I just saw somebody was selling it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I need to look.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a topical,
I would consider that for like my knees or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would never consider weight loss peptides.
Mm.
In terms of hormonal peptides, messing with testosterone or any androgens, not going to consider that until I'm at least in my 60s. But in the form of a healing peptide, like a BPC, I might consider that if it's topical, maybe. But I know there's still a lot I can do.
Yep.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, it's funny. There's so many sci-fi books out there talking about like how humanity splits because of technology. Like you have one group who embraces technology and putting it on their body, and then you have another group that is strict about their autonomy. And it kind of seems like maybe that's actually starting to happen with peptides. Is peptide like the entry point?
Yeah, is it a segue into transhumanism?
Yes.
Shit, man.
Like next thing is going to be like peptide nanobots.
You can just drink your peptides. You can drink your nanobots and all sort of stuff like that. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they're pushing peptides so hard so people will be fine, altering themselves, and then it'll be a real easy sell when they try to get people to inject a chip into their eye socket or something.
I don't know, man. Like you see the guys that you were talking about, they're just like, yeah, you do this stack, and then once you get this locked in, then that's when you really bring in this and this and this and this and this and then this. But you got to time it right. And
they're like, I'm doing 50 milligrams a day of this and 100 milligrams a day of that, and then 50 milligrams a day of this. And what do they have? Just this cauldron where they mix it all and then put their syringe in there and right in the jugular.
You're like walking around with like little drip bags everywhere.
Walking around with a saline bag attached to their ass all day. I don't. It never interested me because there's way too much brain power involved in trying to get that stack perfect. So of the 8 chemicals they're taking a day, they get all the contraindications and, you know, this to offset the side effects of this. It's just like, it's just more pharma bullshit. I don't know. Peptide craze is, it's going down a weird path, man. It's going down a weird path.
Will it burn out, or is this just the beginning of something? I'm sorry, but I think unless we see big pharma and government crack down on it and shut this thing down, I think we are just seeing the beginning of what is going to be completely normalized in the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, what we need to do is figure out whatever the side effects of these peptides are so we can invest in a product to negate the side effects. And that's how we capitalize on it, man. Capitalism at its finest. Anyway, fun talk, man.
Indeed.
Oral BPC is trash. I'm just checking some of the comments here. Dangerous to do that, just like for putting young girls on birth control. Yeah, body alteration. Age is really a number. Mentally and physically, you can care for your body and hopefully live longer. Yeah, 54 and running a 40 and over flag football league. Never going to give in to my age. Nice. Well, I do candy and soda before TRT. All at once, bro. All at once. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging. Appreciate all y'all. Go check out Flowblend. Go check out Conscious Strength. We'll see you guys next Friday. Take care. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. And a special thank you to all of our advertising partners. Please remember to shift your dollars to support those businesses that support Badlands Media.